Hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm from the Akasha Yoga Academy, and I would love to support you in establishing a daily meditation practice. Meditation is just so powerful in resting back into the heart of our being, into centeredness, and to withdraw into peace and quiet in the midst of a stormy life, in the midst of a stormy emotional life, in the midst of a stormy family life, work life, to have a point of quiet that you can relax and rest into and withdraw at any point. This is what meditation eventually can give to you. And I'd like to give you now three great starting points in order to make your practice successful. Number one, I'd recommend to understand the functioning of your mind in order to find the best time for you to establish your meditation. I would hop right into the time where the mind is naturally more quiet. For some, this is in the morning. Some are getting up in the morning, and it is natural that the mind is more slow, that there's not so much thinking happening yet. Everything is a bit more in slow motion. Others, they jump right out of bed and they have their to do list ready to get active on it. In the first case, morning might be really good for you. Like if you are more a slow starter in the morning, try to meditate in the morning. In the evening, if you're a person who has like a lot going on in the evening before going to bed, like a lot of processing, um, maybe the evening is not the best time to start a meditation. Eventually, it's great to bring meditation there as well, but to start with, you want to go where it's naturally more quiet. Others, the day is done and there's a natural resting back and in peace and ease because you're finished with all the to-dos. Then your evening time might be a good start to establish a meditation practice. So I don't say don't practice when the mind is wild, but actually to establish, to start a meditation practice, start where it's easier, start where the mind is naturally more quiet. So observe yourself and check, is your mind more quiet in the evenings or is it more quiet in the mornings? And then choose the quieter mind, a time of the mind to start your meditation practice. Make sure that you're undisturbed during your meditation practice. Let's say you start with a 5-minute meditation practice or 10-minute meditation practice. Make sure that none of your children is crashing into the room because they need something from you. Make sure your phone is off. Make sure that these are really 10 minutes, 15 minutes only for you. You're completely undisturbed. Your space, basically, your time during this period is completely undisturbed. That will help you so much to actually get results from your meditation practice. Number two, find the right sitting position for meditation. What you want to really do in meditation is sit with your spine straight, with your shoulders relaxed, your chest open, and your head in line with the spine. So there's different ways how you can achieve that. It might be for you best to do it on a chair. If you're sitting on a chair, what you want to do is have your heels roughly underneath your knees and tilt your hips lightly forward. You can use, for example, a flat pillow to help you to tip your hips a little bit forward. When you come onto a flat pillow, sit at the edge of the flat pillow, which helps you to naturally roll your hips a little forward. So this is a really great place to keep your spine nice and straight. Your hands might either rest on your knees, or maybe you have a second pillow here that you can interlock your hands and relax your shoulders down and away from the ears. So that might be a really great meditation posture for you, especially when you're not used to sitting on the floor, and sitting on the floor will hurt your knee. So that's a great starting position for your meditation. If you want to sit on the floor, there are two major ways how you can sit on the floor, and I'd like to show you both of them. Support is necessary for sitting on the floor. Having like a bolster or like just a pillow from your bed might be great. You come sitting on your pillow, on your bolster, have a little bit of space in between your knees and elevate your hip a little off the ground. So here again, you want your hips naturally tip forward and be able to sit with your chest open, shoulders down and away from your ears, and your hands simply resting on your thighs. This is a very accessible posture for sitting on the ground. Even if your knees are not in perfect shape, that might be still actually very, very comfortable and feel very grounded because you can sit on the floor. So I love this meditation posture. I think it's really fabulous. Another way of sitting in meditation is cross-legged. So if you're naturally a little bit more bendy and flexible and used to sitting on the floor, you can use again like either a pillow or like a higher or a flatter pillow, and you can come there with the knees grounded. So when you're sitting on the floor, I highly recommend you bring your knees to the floor. That really helps. And bring your hips a little bit higher than your knees. That helps you again to tip your hips slightly forward to keep your spine nice and straight and your chest open. Here you can either rest your hands on your thighs, palms up or down. Actually, there's a little trick to that. When your palms are facing down, this is valid now for either way of sitting, chair or folded legged or crossed legs. When your palms face down, that gives you a bit more groundedness. So if in meditation you feel the mind is really active and all over the place, to just turn your palms down and connect your palms to your thighs helps you to calm down a little. On the contrary, if you're actually more sleepy, if you start your meditation and like you're drowsy, you're about to fall asleep, turning your palms up can really help you to invite more lightness into your being. And you can turn your palms up if you're sitting crossed legs, if you're sitting folded legs as before, or on a chair. So here you have an option to actually influence your energies a little bit and ground yourself a little or uplift yourself a little. So that's sitting posture. Really important that you find something that works for you. Meditation is not about sitting crossed legs or sitting in the full lotus pose. What's important when it comes to posture is that you tip your hips lightly forward so that you can keep your spine straight, your shoulders roughly over your hips, and your chest open and shoulders relaxed. Um, if this is not in place and if the meditation posture feels tensed or it hurts your knees, it's really a bad point to start meditation with. So you should sit comfortably, straight, upright, comfortably, pain free. That's really important when it comes to meditation. And it should be as effortless as possible. So if you have to really, put a lot into having a nice and straight spine, this will not be very supportive and successful for your meditation. Find a position in which you're natural, effortless, pain-free, happy. So that's a good place to start. All right, that's the posture. Number 3 that I want to talk about is the breath. What to do about the breath when it comes to meditation. So in meditation, the breath is flowing through the nose. So let it flow through the nose. Keep your mouth closed. As you close your mouth, you can even touch your tongue to the upper palate, to the roof of your mouth. That energetically creates a loop and is supportive in meditation. That's a side note, a little trick. You can try that. But the breath is flowing through the nose. So the breath is going through the nose, and it is not specifically deep or long or rhythm. You simply let the breath to be natural as it is, like at the beginning when you start sitting down, just let it come as it comes. And then what you can do, what helps for meditation, is to try to calm down the breath. To calm down the breath a little bit, but not make it very deep or long. Just calm it down a little bit. Let it relax. So basically, the breath of meditation is roughly like the breath when you're about to fall asleep or when you're very relaxed. This is the breath that is supportive to calm down the mind and that is supportive to actually enter a state of meditation. So, what's happening to the breath when we are about to fall asleep? What's happening to the breath is that it is coming down, it is relaxed, and something very specific to it is that between inhalation and exhalation, there are tiny breaks. There are tiny pauses. So it's not that inhale goes immediately into exhale, exhale immediately into inhale, and it's a consistent flow. No, there's always like a tiny moment of pause, of breath cessation before the breath continues. So you inhale, the breath stops just for a moment, for a second or so, and then you exhale. And the breath stops again by itself for a second. That's happening just by itself. So next time you're in bed, you fall asleep, and you remember, just watch your breath and see what's happening with your breath. And this is what we try to mimic basically for meditation. So let your breath first be as it is, let it express spontaneously, and then let it quiet down and relax. That also really happens when you are sitting comfortably in your posture. So the body really needs to be comfortable in your sitting posture, and you need to be undisturbed and not like on alert that somebody will crash into your room. So this all will support the breath to calm down, the breath to be more relaxed. The breath is not specifically deep, so it's not a deep, full abdominal breathing. The breath is actually more shallow. So that means more in the upper part of the lung and in the upper part of the belly. So it's not a specific deep breathing, but it's a relaxed, calm breathing more in the upper part of the lung and of the belly. The breath is happening basically above the belly button. And there is this pauses. And this is where the power actually of really quieting the mind, centering yourself, and inward turning comes from. So after you let yourself be first with your natural breath, and then it calms down and then it relaxes, try to hold your breath just for a moment after an inhale and hold your breath for a moment after an exhale. So you inhale, pause a little, and you exhale, pause a little. But it's not like a breathing exercise. It's not inhaling, holding the breath, exhaling, holding the breath. It's more like really natural. Think about when you fall asleep. Like think about when you're deeply relaxed, the breath just naturally stops at the top after inhale and at the bottom after exhale. And this is what we want to copy and mimic in order to make meditation accessible and easy. So inhaling, a short pause, exhaling, a short pause. And these pauses, they can be a second or even shorter, 30 milliseconds. How do you say? Half of a second, or they can be a little bit longer, maybe 2 seconds, but nothing extended, nothing big, nothing holding. But let this pauses just naturally infuse basically your breathing pattern. Let them be naturally come into your breath. And these three factors combined, finding the right time of the day where your mind is naturally calmer. That's maybe morning, maybe evening. Choose this as being your meditation time and be consistent with it. If it's the morning, then meditate all the time in the morning, every day. Make sure no disturbance as you're sitting in your 5, 10, or 15 minutes of sitting. Number 2, find your right posture to sit. So make sure your spine is nice and straight. Your hips are tipped a little bit forward. Your body is comfortable, absolutely pain-free and relaxed. And number 3, watch your breath. Watch your breath. Let it calm down. Let it relax. No specific deep breathing, rather a shallow breathing, and let there be short pauses after inhale and after exhale. And let these pauses feel very natural, as if you would be about to go asleep. And any meditation technique with that will fall on deeper ground and will be more successful. So try it out. Include these three factors into your meditation and let us know if it helped. Let us know if this video was helpful for you. If you liked it, like us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our offers on meditation. I hope to see you soon again. Good luck with your meditation.